Welcome to Supermind Weekly. This is your sanctuary for deeper understanding. A place where the mind expands and the spirit awakens. Today's message comes from spiritual leader Azariah Terrell, guiding us toward clarity, alignment, and higher truth. Let us begin.
Hello, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Supermind Weekly. I'm Azariah Terrell, and I'm happy to be here with you today. Last week, we talked about reclaiming or re-winning your mind. This week, I want to talk to you about guarding your inner space. But before we do that, as always, I want to invite you in to center yourself. Come and join in this moment with me. If you will, and you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Let us now inhale in and exhale out. Releasing any negativity, any negative thoughts. Inhale in, exhale out. One more time. A really big breath here. Inhale in, exhale out. Release, release. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Now, what happens after we win our mind, and how do we guard our inner space? Have you ever felt like you've just given too much of yourself? You feel like there is so many parts of yourself that is just spread out, and you're spread too thin, and you have no energy to even understand or even rest within yourself. Well, I want to help you today, and I want to talk to you about the importance of guarding your inner space. Your inner space is a very spiritual space. It is a space that really helps you navigate through this journey called life. But if you do not guard your inner space and keep it a safe space, then it can get cloudy. So, what we must understand is that in some of the Zen teachings, I love that it says, peace is not found, it's protected. In Psalms 4:8, it says, in peace I will lie down and sleep. But now, let's talk about the struggle of really keeping peace or guarding your inner space. If you recall, last week we talked about how many times you look around and you're so busy, you're doing so much, and there is no time for you to really understand who you are or really claim your mind. The same is true when we talk about our inner selves. We stretch ourselves thin, we do all these different things, we wear a lot of hats, and the truth is, I am like that too. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I've been in school, maybe you have a career. There are so many different ways, right, that we are stretched. But one thing I've learned that when we guard our inner space, it really helps us be better people and be more grounded spiritually. So I want you to hear these points. Your inner space is constantly receiving input. Can we agree on that? Your inner space is constantly receiving input. Not everything that enters is neutral to your inner space. Many influences arrive quietly, not dramatically. What does that mean? The more you stretch yourself, the more you give, there are other influences that is slowly and quietly filling your space. And so have you ever looked in the mirror and you asked yourself, who am I really? And what am I doing? That question comes up quite a bit when you really sit down and really focus on the self. Some of us get so busy, we never do that. We never ask ourselves, who am I really? And how do I guard my inner space? But I want you to hear me clearly. Not everything that enters your mind or your inner space deserves to stay. Not everything that tries to enter your space deserves to stay. There comes a point in your life where you have to really guard what is important. And just like we do in our homes and our places of living, we have to throw out the trash. So, your first assignment of homework this week is, what is the trash you need to throw away in your life and from your inner self? What are things that has been filling your inner space that you need to throw away? We often protect our homes better than we protect our inner lives. As I was talking about, we take our trash out, we vacuum, we clean our homes, but spiritually, we don't take our own trash out internally. Spiritually, we don't do a inner vacuum internally. And this is very important if you want to guard your inner space. What you allow in repeatedly becomes familiar and eventually normal. Have you ever just seen people that thrive in chaos? It seems like they just live in chaos because their space is so filled, it's become normal. And you look from the outside, you're like, this is not normal. But to them, they're like, what do you mean? This is normal, because many times in our lives, we can unintentionally fill our inner space with a lot of trash. Proverbs 23:7 says, "As one thinks within, so they are. As one thinks, so they are." In Buddhism, it says, "What we think, we become." In the Tao Te Ching, I love this. It says, "Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill." All this is saying that what you put inside of you, what you take in spiritually, it stays in there. You build up this trash. So we have to do this spiritual cleansing. All right? Now, let me talk to you about why the inner space matters. Inner space shapes our emotional reactions. Your inner space shapes your emotional reaction. Have you ever felt like no one really had to do anything to you? You're just upset. You're triggered very easily because something has triggered you and you like, why am I acting like this? I'm going to tell you, many times that is what we have allowed in our inner space. We haven't did a cleansing. Inner space influences our decisions. Sometime I remember as a chaplain, I've worked with a lot of people and had these spiritual sessions. And someone said, I don't know, I just made a bad decision. And I asked them, I said, when was the last time you sat with yourself to really hear who you are and what your inner thoughts are? And they said, I don't think I've done that. And so we look at all these influences and now they begin to impact their decisions. Inner space affects relationships and our own leadership. How do we lead in our homes? How do we lead in our communities? This all comes from a spiritually internal place. Are you starting to catch the drift now, or catch the motion of, when I take care of myself, I can be better? Say that with me. When I take care of myself, I can be better. A crowded inner space produces reactive living. A crowded inner space produces reactive living. Aren't you tired of responding to everything in your life? I want to encourage you and challenge you to be more proactive in your life. But to do that, you must what? You got it. Clean your inner space. Guard your inner space. All right. Inner chaos eventually becomes outer conflict. A cluttered inner space makes clear decisions harder. Stillness is not escape, it's preparation. Write those down. You got them? Inner chaos eventually becomes outer conflict. A cluttered inner space makes clear decisions harder. Stillness is not escape, it's preparation. Confucius once says, when there is order in the heart, there is order in the life. All right, a few more points. What does it mean to guard your inner space? Guarding is discernment, not isolation. Many times in life, we confuse discernment with, or how we guard ourselves. I need to just leave everybody and become the person no one wants to be around. Now, there are times you need to have moments to yourself and isolate, but community is powerful. But when we talk about community, we're usually talking about a healthy community. What is a healthy community that you can be a part of? Whether it's a spiritual community, a book club, an exercise group, these are all positive things, whether you know it or not, or that can feel and help you guard your inner space. This is about boundaries, not avoidance. Boundaries. You don't need to control everything. I, for one, have been a person that has tried to control everything. And let me tell you, that is not the healthiest thing. What we really must do is choose intentionally. Guarding is an act of self respect. Say that with me. Guarding is an act of self respect. Do you respect yourself enough to protect your space? Do you love yourself enough to protect your space? I want to pause right there to say this. I know there may be someone watching this that have struggled with self love. You may be struggling with self identity and you may feel like giving up. I want to encourage you. You don't have to give up. I don't want you to give up. What I want you to do is to really start cleaning out your inner trash, throwing out negative things, negative self talk, negative thinking, and start affirming yourself with positive thinking, positive self talk. I am strong. I am love. I am happiness. I am surrounded by joy. Remember last week we talked about the power of the I am. You must affirm that you are worthy and you deserve to be here. Okay? Here's some keys for you. Guarding your inner space is not shutting down, it's choosing wisely. Maturity is knowing what deserves access. I love that one. Maturity is what deserves access. I usually tell people, and not in a very conceited way, but everybody doesn't deserve access to me because some people don't always have your best interests at heart. Some people want to bring negativity around you. Some people want to, as you heard the saying, misery loves company. Some people want someone to be miserable with them. And it's okay to help others, but you have to be what we talked about, use discernment, understanding when people are just using you versus when people want to connect on the spiritual level so that you both can get better, you both can grow, okay? Peace is strengthened by boundaries. I love that one too. Say that with me. Peace is strengthened by boundaries. Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart, for everything flows from it. In the Bhagavad Gita 6:5, it says, lift yourself by yourself. In Islamic wisdom, it says, from silence comes clarity. All right. Now, let's do an inner space check-in. I'm going to ask you some questions and I'm going to invite you to pause and think about these questions. And I'm going to go even further to tell you to write down these questions. I want you to reflect on these questions for the week. This is your inner space check-in. What has been occupying my inner space lately? What has been occupying my inner space lately? Does this situation bring clarity or confusion? Does this relationship bring clarity or confusion? Does this situation bring clarity or confusion? Does this strengthen me or drain me? Does this strengthen me or drain me? I want you to write those down and I want you to reflect on those. And I want you to really think about those. Look at your life, and this is going to help you start cleaning out some of that inner trash. All right? Remember this, you don't need to change everything, just one door. Boundaries create room for peace to breathe. Small decisions shape inner environment. Okay? I love this in Matthew 6:22, the eye is the lamp of the body. And then there's a Zen saying that says, do not let the mind wander where the heart cannot follow. All right. Here we are. We're almost done here. Let's talk about integrating, living from a protected inner space. Guarded inner space leads to steady emotions. When you guarded your inner space, you can now help control your emotions. I always tell people sometimes it's good to sit in silence, maybe not have music, maybe not have the TV on, not especially social media. Sometimes it's good to sit with yourself and learn yourself, because you can now create this peaceful presence within yourself. Your decisions, when you integrate this, guarding your inner space, can feel more peaceful, more clear. Relationships can become better. Leadership becomes more grounded. A protected inner space creates a peaceful presence. When the inside is steady, the outside becomes manageable. This, my friends, is how we move from reaction to intention. I want to, something Rumi has said, why are you busy with this or that? Pay attention to how things blend within. Why are you so busy with all this nonsense? Pay attention to what's happening within inside of you. All right, here's my closing and invitation to you. Guarding your inner peace is an ongoing practice. Each boundary you honor strengthens peace. This is conscious living. Now, as we've reflected on this, I've given you a few things. Hopefully you're writing them down. As I always ask you to do, go back and watch the video. If this reflection has resonated with you, I would like for you to stay connected with us. What we're building here at Supermind is a space for clarity, reflection, and intentional living together. We have enough division across religions. We have enough divisions even across spiritual thinking. My goal is for you to awaken that supermind live within you and live intentionally. Live with peace, to live with wisdom, to feel better, that we may all come together as one and make this world a better place. Okay? As you think about that and you want to stay connected, visit us at www.supermindcenter.org and follow us on social media at Supermind Spiritual Center. If you are local and in Texas, please feel free to reach out. We would love for you to stay connected. We would love to meet with you, have coffee or anything. But we have enough going on, enough negativity. We need community, and we need positive and strong community. Guard your inner peace, and may peace be with you all. Again, I'm Azariah Terrell. Thanks for watching this Supermind Weekly. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and visit our website at www.supermindcenter.org.